On the ground, Richard Sussman, Global News.
Premier, have you had an opportunity yet to speak to the BC film sector about the threats made by President Trump? And what kind of, in essence, retaliation could BC put in place to protect the industry if somehow the president is able to put this 100% tariff in on films made outside of the U.S.?
Thanks, Richard. Let me speak to the people who work in our amazing film industry directly. Our province will stand with you. We are so proud of the work that you do. We are international recognition for exceptional quality, for delivering time and time again. It's fantastic, and it's why we stepped up to support the industry with additional supports. It's an industry that touches every corner of our province and also drives tourism. People travel some distance to visit the location of Canadian films and television shows that see worldwide distribution. The president's proposal is incredibly hard to understand. Try to imagine, as an American, an option for two versions of Netflix, one where you get just a handful of productions, the other where you pay $50 a month or $100 a month and you get to see what everyone else in the world gets to see. To say the implementation would be challenging is an understatement. We don't watch DVDs anymore. But regardless, even if the president does somehow find a way, we will stand with our film industry, and we'll stand with the film industry around the world to make sure that we are protecting the rights of Americans to see what they want to see, which includes high-quality productions filmed right here in Canada.
Richard Buffin, CTV.
Oh, hi, Premier. The industry here, the film industry, employs about 26,000 people. I want to get your thoughts on how devastating it could be if there is indeed some kind of tariff. We've seen the impacts of the writer and screen actors strike in 2023. The value of the industry in BC has decreased. What are your concerns about what tariffs could mean for this film industry?
Well, first of all, to the folks in the film industry, don't panic. The president tweets a lot of stuff. The implementation challenges of this are profound and hard to understand exactly how this would work. The industry is strong and growing in British Columbia. We recently learned that The Last of Us has signed on for another season here. That's a 9-figure production in British Columbia. Shogun, another season. Buckle up, Port Moody, to become historic Japan. We're proud of the work that we do here. Everything from the amazing Hallmark movies right up to the big budget productions. It's an important sector for our province. We're going to stand strong for you. There's no question that the president is threatening people who work in industries across British Columbia and across Canada. His stated intent is to beggar our economy so that we become the 51st state. We won't let the president do that. We'll stand strong for the film industry, for the softwood lumber industry, for all of the industries in British Columbia, and make sure that we're expanding markets internationally and ensuring that jobs are strong. Today's announcement is part of that. Clean electricity will drive many of the industries, drive our competitive advantage as we enter global markets, and we'll find those ways to support our film industry as well as any other affected workers.
Follow-up from Rob.
Yeah, we've done things like provide tax credits in December to attract foreign productions here, subsidies back in 2023. Would you consider, we're so closely linked and we're helping the Americans here, would you reconsider doing that, or would that not make sense? And I'm also curious, we saw what happened with Zelensky in the Oval Office. How carefully are you going to be watching? You said you don't want him to take any guff, but how closely are you going to be tuned in to see tomorrow's meeting?
So I think that for BC film productions and for our teams that work here, as long as there's a level playing field with other jurisdictions in terms of the tax treatment of productions, our teams can compete with any production team around the world. And when they create the films, they're broadcast around the world. They create intellectual property, all of which is exempt from tariffs unless it's put on a DVD and shipped across the border. So it's hard to know how this specific proposal would work. But regardless, we know that we're competitive with the best, but part of that is ensuring a competitive tax environment, and that's what we deliver for the film industry, and that's what we're going to continue to deliver. We're not going to be making any changes to that.
Next goes a question from Alec Lazenby, Vancouver Sun.
Hi, Premier. Minister Chandra Herbert went down to Los Angeles in November for some meetings with the film sector. What came out of those meetings? What were the discussions that you're aware of? And do you have any plans to send him back down there for further conversations. Is that worthwhile at this point?
We're going to maintain our close connections, it's hard to even describe a separate film industry between Canada and the United States. We're so tightly integrated. We have a strong domestic film industry here that tells our stories as Canadians, but many of the people who work on those productions also work on huge blockbuster productions that notionally originate in the United States, but are often international productions filmed in multiple countries. We have the outcome of the meetings and the charm offensive that the minister led with Una Krieger, our parliamentary secretary for film, is things like finalizing the deals for The Last of Us and Shogun. This is hundreds of millions of dollars in production value for British Columbia. We're going to continue to do that work. We're going to continue to reach out to the industry. Part of the trade work that we have to do now is reassuring our partners that we're going to stand with them through these threats and come out the other side, because we know as shelves empty out across the United States and all of a sudden Americans have access to half of the TV shows and movies that they used to have access to, that there will be a shift in how the United States is governed, because people won't stand for that. And so either the president is going to shift his position on these issues, or the midterm elections are going to be a difficult one indeed.
Thanks so much to everyone for joining us today. That's all we have time for.
Thanks very much.